How to make banana bread.
Hey guys, today I'm making banana bread, but I'm kind of making a simpler version of it. I'm not doing it from scratch or anything. I'm actually using kind of like a banana bread cake mix ready thing. So what you're gonna need is a big bowl. You're gonna need 3 ripe bananas. I'm gonna do 4 ripe bananas because I want my banana bread to be more moist. So that's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna need 1 large egg. You're gonna need vanilla extract. You're gonna need a cup of water. You're gonna need some walnuts. You're gonna need this banana bread mix. This is what's gonna, instead of from scratch, this is what you're gonna use to get your dry ingredients. You're gonna need some flour and your non-stick spray or your spray for your pan, and you're gonna need your pan. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to take all your bananas and peel it into the bowl. Like I said, I'm going to be using 4 bananas. It just makes it a little bit more moist. You get more of that banana taste, and you're just going to want to throw all your bananas in there. Preferably you want them really, really ripe. The more ripe they are, the more sweeter they are, so you want them to be more brown. Actually, you don't want to throw the whole banana in there. You probably want to half it because it's going to be easier to mush. Also, the reason why you want ripe bananas, one's because it's more sweeter. It's also easier to mush, which is great because bananas are extremely hard to mush when they're not super ripe. And like I said, I was gonna do 4 bananas. So here we go. Trying to get all 4 in there. Ooh, this one's like, there we go. And then you're just gonna mush your bananas so it's kind of like this. Just kind of like making like mashed potato. So then this is kind of like what you want to do with your bananas. You kind of just want to like mash them real nice in there. Make sure that they're really like almost to the consistency of like baby food. And yeah, you finish mixing or mashing up all your bananas. The next thing you want to do is crack 1 egg into the bananas. Try not to get any shell in there. And then you want to get your vanilla. Add just like a teaspoon. I'm gonna eye it because I like a lot of vanilla in my thing. I don't really care if I can get it open first. Or you could do like kind of like the size of the lid would be perfect actually if you want to do that. If you want measurements, actual measurements. You could do 1, but if you like vanilla a lot, you could do 2. I'm gonna do like half of it. Preferably you want Mexican vanilla. It's better. It tastes way better. I didn't have Mexican vanilla. I only had regular vanilla, so that was that. You can add a little bit of water. You don't want to add the whole thing of water yet. Just add like the tiniest amount. I would say just like about 2 drops. And that's about it. And then once you add all your wet ingredients, you want to go ahead and just start mixing. The electric stand mixer, or you can use a hand mixer, or you can just use a whisk. And to mix, I'm gonna be using an electric, I forgot what this was called for a minute, a stand mixer. I'm gonna be using that because that's what I have. But like I said, you can use a whisk or anything else. This is just what I have. I'm gonna work with the bowl while if you have one of these, line it up, boom, and then, sorry, I haven't used this in a while. And then you're gonna want to mix for about like a minute. You don't want to over mix it. Well, you really can't really over mix it. It's just gonna keep mixing and just not gonna really do much, but you're not gonna want to over mix it, I guess. You just want to mix it for just about a minute.
While your wet ingredients are mixing, we can go ahead and start getting our pan ready to put inside. So we're gonna need the non-stick spray, and we're just gonna spray our pan so that none of the batter gets stuck inside. So we're just gonna want to spray all in the inside. You're gonna want an even spray. That should be good enough. And then what I also like to do is to make sure that it really doesn't go anywhere, is that I like to take a little bit of flour, and I just like to sprinkle a little bit on the inside. So you're just gonna take like a pinch of flour and just, sprinkle it on the inside. It's okay if it gets a little messy. And I like to go all around inside and make sure that it doesn't really go anywhere. So now your pan should kind of look like this. And that's pretty much that. You can also, while you wait for your ingredients to be mixing, you can preheat your oven to 350. That's also what you can do. And then you can get your walnuts and start finely chopping them. You're gonna want to take your banana bread mix. You want to go ahead and start opening it up, and you're gonna kind of want to slowly start adding that in there. And then you're gonna want to add the water as well and start slowly adding that in there as well. So I would say like half of this right now. And like a little bit of the water as we mix. So we're gonna put our toucher back in. And we're just gonna slowly put it on one. Let it go. Add water. And once it looks like it's almost to like a watery consistency, you kind of just want to keep adding the mixture in there. Then don't forget to kind of like scrape it, but make sure it's stopped first if you're using a stand mixer. So it's almost like it's getting to that point, so we're gonna add a little bit more. Maybe like slowly add your mixture in there, and you don't want a big cloud puffing at you. Let it mix for a good minute. I am impatient, so I like to hurry things up along. And then you're gonna want to Open it up. You're gonna want to make sure you're scraping everything down from the bowl. You want to make sure you get all that flour and the banana bread mix and all that. Mixing, you want to take your chopped walnuts and take like about a handful of them and just kind of put them in there. That's if you want to put some chopped walnuts inside your banana bread. You don't have to. This is just what I like to do. And then your batter should be kind of like the consistency of like a brownie. So that's that. And then once you throw your walnuts in there, you want to close your thing and mix it just for like 2 or 3 seconds. What you want to do is you want to take your wet ingredient or your mixture. You want to take your pan that you sprayed and floured, and you want to take your chopped walnuts, and you want to add your batter into the cake mix. Sorry, not to the cake mix, into the freaking pan. And then once you add all of the mixture into the pan, you kind of want to sprinkle a little bit more walnuts on top. So you kind of want to just gently put it in there. And then with like a spoon or something, you can just scoop all that mixture out. Try to get as much as you possibly can out of the bowl. Once you're done, kind of want to tap it on the counter just a little bit, just to get all the air bubbles out. Once you do that, then you're gonna want to hit it with a little bit more walnuts on top. I like to cover mine with a bunch of walnuts because that's just what I love. Once you're done putting all your ingredients inside the pan and you sprinkled your walnuts on top, you want to go put it in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes or until your banana bread is golden brown. Once you stick a toothpick inside and you take it out, there should be no residue on the toothpick, and that's how you know it's ready to go. And yeah, so you go in there, put it in for 30 to 40 minutes. Once it's golden brown, just take it out, or you could do the toothpick method. Either one works. After 35 minutes later, this is what your banana bread should look like.